Draymond, coach, before you came in, he said that your emotions played a big part in this. What were what was that conversation with the team before you guys came out tonight?
Just um, I thought my people I trust them most had we had some heart to hearts after last game. My wife, one of my closest friends, Travis, uh, my barber was one of my closest friends, um, Coach Izzo, and I pouted way too much last game. Um, so I spent the last 2 days embarrassed, just at what I gave to the game, what I gave to the world. I was embarrassed, and so I've been dying since the last game ended to get out on the floor and prove who I am. One thing about this league, you're never done proving who you are until you're done, completely finished. And so I wanted to come out and prove again just who I am, with poise, but with the same fire, same tenacity, but poise. And I think I delivered that and gave our guys something to follow. What I gave them last game to follow, they followed it, and that's why we got bullied. But I think I gave them something different to follow today, and that was the message, that was the goal. We got it done.
I'll focus on Minnesota come after midnight, but I'm worried about how I'm gonna get my coffee machine to Minnesota and how I'm gonna get my kids there.
So much of the series was about you and Draymond battling their, double center lineup. You've been with Draymond now a few months, seeing, 6'5", 6'6", maybe. What, more appreciation do you have for what he physically has done over the last decade as basically a center?
A lot, but he's been doing that since he came into the league. What I respect more than anything is the way like he can talk to anybody and everybody, and it's so like on point and it's quick. Like the fact that he can tell me, hey, that's 2 loose balls you didn't get, no more. And I'm like, you're right. Or you talk to Steph and you can talk to BP and whoever it is, and it's like, you don't got to repeat it, I got it. Like I didn't know, and I respect it so much now that he'll talk to anybody and everybody quick, to the point, because it's all about winning. So all the battles that he goes through, it's his leadership quality of like getting to the point and moving on that I respect the most.
How would you qualify how physical this series was for you and him down there?
Very physical. More so for him, because he got to switch. He got to battle both of the bigs. Only got to battle, the big a couple of times, and I get to move out there to the guards. But all of that physicality ended with 4 wins for us, so we're happy.
It was just a level of awareness that matters at this stage of our careers and this stage in, a playoff series that was going our way, then got away from us, and comes down to a game 7 where it's all about just what can you control going into a game 7 that'll give yourself the best chance to, win a game on the road, and educating a lot of guys that haven't been in this situation before on what to expect and what wins, in this environment. And Draymond started with himself, just talking about having a level of poise and composure. I talked about some of the stuff we can control that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, like taking care of the ball, but like not missing box outs, not getting blown by, middle drive, stuff like that, game plan discipline. And Jimmy talked about just, he's going to breathe confidence in everybody. So it's just a matter of getting everybody on the same page going into a hostile environment. All 12 of them. I mean, from the rotations to the score, it was low scoring for a majority of them. Then it became a shooting fest, and this game was kind of like the back to, that pattern of a low scoring, just defensive, physical, tough, grinded out type of game. So it was, I can only speak for myself in the way that that was one of the toughest defenses I think I've ever faced, in the sense of the physicality that was allowed early in the series, and then their commitment to just trying to take away all the patterns that we usually thrive off of and guard me at half court at times. It was wild. But just staying patient, but still being aggressive was the difference tonight. I only had 3 points in the first half and like 5 shots, but eventually I'm trying to make the right play and soften them up, and eventually, you can make your presence felt scoring wise, but everything else was about just trying to make winning plays.
Now that the series is over and you went to war against him for 7 games, how much more respect does the camp coach have for his former camper in Amin Thompson?
I talked to him right after the game. Like, you kind of saw him develop in front of everybody's eyes. I know people who watch the Rockets play, night in, night out for the last 2 years have seen the potential, seen the raw athleticism, the hunger, and he's a dog. And he showed all 7 games. And he's going to be a problem for sure. He's going to try to develop his game, especially offensively. But defensively, he's a freak athlete, and I think he loves the challenge and loves to be in the fight. So, yeah, he was tough all series, and it's kind of crazy that the old man, got it done, though. We watched a little bit of their first round series. He's playing with supreme confidence. We know, they had their run last year, and they're a new look with Randall, but same Ant who's trying to take strides with every opportunity he gets, and it's going to be a tough challenge. We know you're gonna have to send multiple bodies at him and figure out a game plan to go at him. But yeah, they're hot right now. They've been playing some great basketball the last couple of months, and we're excited that we have an opportunity to have some more basketball to play too.